another video, another episode of Everybody Hates Black Men. I'm your host, Edward Anderson. Shout out to Mojo for the C note. Much appreciated. And like I said, I'm probably gonna get to doing some of the stuff I said I was gonna do with the channel today, actually. And so I wanted to do the stream real quick because I wanted to make some people commented on the stream with the Austin Metcalf Carmelo situation, and I know I've been like going in real hard. So obviously this is gonna be a follow up from that. So I'm not gonna go in like this because, like I said, some of y'all had saying I jumped out the window. Shout out to crypto and stuff like that. So this is gonna be kind of like a response with all of that in mind. And I'm not about to jump down on nobody's throat because I get it. People have their opinions and stuff, but I'm about to counter some of the stuff y'all talking about. So hopefully let y'all get in here real quick. Let y'all get in here real quick while we do this. This is maybe 30 minutes. You know, had a strong weekend. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Absolutely. And this ain't gonna be me cussing nobody out or saying somebody's stupid or anything like that. This is gonna be pretty light, but I just wanna jump on this and hopefully I'll start doing some uploads again this week. Yeah, what's up? So, why y'all coming in here? So basically, somebody, y'all can check the comments out. I may screenshot them and post them so y'all can see them. And I gotta look for them. But one dude, Crypto, gave me like this long thing about, you know, he basically said I'm jumping out the window on this one. Well, like I said, basically respectfully he disagrees. He has a right to do that, and you know he came at it, you know, like, you know, good, so it's fine. But I do disagree with what he's saying. So one of the things he basically said was he was giving me like situations like Kyle Rittenhouse, Daniel Penny, and a couple other situations. And I guess in comparison with the knife situation I'm talking about, understand something. Talking about the moral shit of this is fucking irrelevant. Like, black men have to. I don't say that because I'm trying to be an asshole. I say that because you black men cannot move through this world on with putting morality over tactics. This is not the country we live in. That's not the world we live in. And with our situation in it, that is a recipe for disaster. So how you feel doesn't make something correct. It doesn't make something tactically correct. And that's why, you know, I was putting all that energy behind what I was saying when I was saying that, to really highlight that fact. How you deal with black women, how you deal with a lot of shit. Niggas be out here thinking that because they feel righteous, your righteousness doesn't matter when it comes to tactics. That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't. When it comes to tactics, it does not matter. And when I say it doesn't matter, is you have to learn how to operate outside of that. Meaning, if it doesn't tactically make sense, I'm not saying you always do that because we are human beings. But men are logical beings. And when it doesn't make sense, and I get it, I'm not so this is not me judging, because really, again, Austin Metcalf fucked around and found out. Austin Metcalf lost his life because he thought he was going to be a good old boy, a 17-year-old, and jump somebody, which to me is a cowardly act. And unfortunately, what happened happened. But from a tactical situation of how much in trouble is Carmelo. Carmelo is in fucking trouble because it was at a school. If this would have been black on black, Carmelo would be fucked because it is at a school. Like it's at a school event, to be specific. And people are trying to bypass that, where people say, like SWP even said that. And he said, yeah, because people are saying the knife doesn't matter. Yes, it does. You cannot bring a deadly weapon to school. I know you niggas went to school and you know that's true. I don't know why y'all acting like if Carmelo would have been caught with that knife on his person, he would be expelled. It wouldn't matter. It would not matter what he's doing, you know, as an athlete or nothing. He brought a deadly weapon to school. Period. That's how that would be seen. And y'all are trying to bypass that. And the thing is, somebody died. This is not about the white boy. I'm just talking about legal procedure. His self defense thing. People say, well, if he was white, they would just get around it. Yes, they would try to do that. They absolutely would. But the problem is that doesn't make it legal. And we know we don't live in a country where they're gonna do that for your black ass. And look, that's a different conversation about is that right or not right. But arguing the shit over the internet don't change that. That fact doesn't change because y'all want to argue over the internet. So it's kind of like the question then really becomes: do you want to do something, or do you want to feel good and feel like you right for a random topic? Because at the end of the day, Carmelo is alive. Carmelo is alive. Carmelo still has his life. It ain't like, with the homeless dude and all of that. So he brought up Daniel Penny. Look, man, I'm always going to forever look at JD Vance with the side eye for him showing up with Daniel Penny like that shit was all copacetic. Like, for real. I'm forever going to look at him with the side eye for that. He probably lost my vote with that one act. I'm not even going to lie. Straight like that. I'm not even gonna lie, because even though I think it was him that invited it, but even if it wasn't Trump, him being seen with that, thinking that shit is cool, like that's what we're supposed to do. Because number one, you don't help guys like that, because what happens is what you do, like you put people on a state of alert. If I really wanted to just draw conspiracy lines, you put people in a state of alert, and there's populations to see that. So now every interaction, especially if you're not a police officer, you're actually putting white people in danger by even showing up with shit like that. Because now certain people are going to be on a state of alert with most interactions they have with white people. And again, that was a cowardly act too, because the day that was a homeless person. That was somebody with more to live for or fight for. He wouldn't have did that. That's but my point is that's not a school. Those are two adults. That's not a school. Y'all think that school is something y'all can just wipe away because that don't matter. No, yes it does matter. He brought a deadly weapon to a school event. That is absolutely not a lie. And I'm not just saying that. Like, dude, I know people that got expelled like 2-3 years in a row for doing that stupid shit. I don't know what it is about you niggas and bringing deadly weapons to school. These white, Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't in school. He's in protest. And for what SWP talks about with Kyle Rittenhouse was in retreat mode, and people were chasing him. So I'm really wondering, do y'all even really know what actually happened with Kyle Rittenhouse? Yeah, you could argue that he created circumstances where that situation was possible by bringing the AR-15 there, and then people were chasing him because of that. But at the end of the day, if you're chasing somebody with a firearm, you're a fool. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not justifying none of this. Y'all be listening to Angry Man and getting mad, or listening to Anton and getting mad. I'm talking from a tactical standpoint. They try to make the opposite moral standpoint and make Carmelo wrong. The reality is they don't know enough about what happened. Anton or Angry Man do not know enough about what happened in order to do that. And quite frankly, Angry Man is where he is. If y'all are like his day ones and y'all are his fans and y'all still listen to him, then that's kind of on y'all at this point. Y'all can't let go. And y'all should have made the conclusion a long time ago. Angry Man is going to do what he going to do for the bag. He worked way too hard to get to that point, and that's what he's going to do. And a lot of y'all used to clown O'Shea and be like, O'Shea is bad, Angry Man is good. A lot of y'all look fucking stupid. And I'm just gonna leave it there. A lot of y'all look fucking stupid. I'm vindicated in me being more neutral about it. Neutral about that situation. Y'all wanted to, act like Angry Man was a martyr and martyr of real niggadom. And when Angry Man's a YouTuber and he's always been honest about, his intent to make money with this platform. And y'all want to jump on O'Shea, but O'Shea don't be taking stances like that. That's on y'all. That was on y'all. And I told y'all that then. I'm going to tell you that now, but it ain't got nothing to do with what we talk about right now. I just wanted to say that. But my point is, y'all take those conversations and y'all be like superimposing what I'm saying with that. I'm not saying Carmelo does have a right to defend himself, But from a procedural standpoint, if you're trying to make the case of self-defense, even if he gets self-defense, he still is not getting around that knife, because you're not going to get around the charge of bringing a deadly weapon to school, because that's very clear. They don't play with that. Now, some people would say, well, if he was white, he would have just completely got away with it. That is true. My question is, what the fuck you gonna do about it? Because talking on YouTube ain't gonna change that. I mean, it's starting to come out. It's starting to come out like what, since we going family to family, what Austin Metcalf family is on, which it look like they got some redneck shit going on. So I'm on Team Carmelo with this, but from a tactical standpoint, you got to understand they're not going to let him get away with that knife thing. And you think it's something that's righteous, you don't mean shit. It really don't. You know that's not how white people think. And they may try to and even if they try to light him up year-wise, he'll probably get it on appeal and get a better sentence, but this is about tactics, because that's the only thing that really matters when it comes to this. This like moral, I'm about to put how I feel about what the state of America is in. America is fucking racist. Like, I don't know why you need this to remind you all of that. And this is not about tactical from a situation of running away or not dealing with situations. You know, it's not about that. It's about winning in the end. It's just like you got dudes out here that they want to hold their nuts and let their nuts hang low in the United States. Like, that's the real problem. And I asked Rogish, I said, how many black men are you willing to sacrifice for that? How many young black men are you? Because that's how bitches think. That's how black women think. Black women think that they can't be who they are because black men have not sacrificed enough for them. And so black men are not men because of the situation we in. And he never answered that question. He also never answered the question, how many white men has he ever fought? Or white boys he ever fought? You know, by the way. And that's how the women think. Y'all people haven't sacrificed enough or crashed out enough and crashed out enough. And so y'all thinking y'all morally support him. I like the fact that people are giving, that's why we talked about how people are giving receipts and stuff like that, not letting these white boys just run on the rage, because we don't know exactly what happened. We got pieces of what happened. But what we do know is it was a 2-on-1, and we know the white boy died. The black dude didn't look like he was stomped out, like he was on his last edge of life. He was not injured. Let's be real about that. And we know the white boys were each 100 pounds, way more than, and on top of that, it's a fair tent. We don't know why he was in the tent, technically. We don't know if the coach said to go in there. That stuff's not out there yet. So everybody's like trying to fill in the blank and trying to be on some, this, I'm team, this or team that. And the actuality, I'm team what the facts are. And quite frankly, we don't know what they are. But all them situations that Crypto mentioned ain't got nothing to do with him having that knife at the school. I'm not saying from a moral standpoint, for tactically, legally, that's what's going to get him hemmed up. And I know from personal experience, like you cannot have not deadly weapons at school. I don't care how racist you think something is. Then I got to look at the parents funny for having hit their child in a situation like that. You could have it. The knife wouldn't have been at a school. He would have a pathway to be in the fucking clear. He doesn't because of that. So even if he wins a self-defense thing, they still gonna get him for having the school as a deadly weapon. And y'all may think that's bullshit. That is the law, and that law is absolutely clear. That law is absolutely clear. If y'all want to play if he was white, he wouldn't have to deal with that. Well, we'd have to cross that bridge when we get to it, wouldn't we? Unfortunately, when these white people bring these schools to deadly weapons and shit, they generally kill themselves. So we can't test that case. Especially test that case. Yeah, what's up, LAR Movement? What's up, Jet Black? Make sure y'all check out Jet Black's channel as well. If you subscribe to me, you should be subscribed to him. Same thing with LAR. LAR Movement says if the knife if is 5.5 inches or less, it's legal in Texas, even on school grounds. It's going to be interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So let's see if it is. And I mean, most knives are. Most knives are. So we'll see. That's definitely something that needs to get out there. If you saying it's legal on school grounds, then that's different. That's interesting. I hope that's. I mean, obviously. So LAR, I'm not gonna say the city he's in, but he is in Texas. So if that's true, then tactically he might be in the clear. Which, by the way, nobody else from Texas said that. So yeah, cause I don't want this dude to go to jail. I don't have this. Oh, he need to go to jail because YN. I'm not like that. At the end of the day, man, you want to intimidate somebody. You want to put their beating or trying to fight somebody. You know, doing that, like, that's bullshit in and of itself. So we'll see. He said, I started listening to Angry Man when my girl started following him on. I mean, I don't know why you saw. I mean, why was that the trigger, man? Well, in Texas is different when it comes to knives. Hey, BGS, that's between you and LAR. LAR is saying you can have LAR is saying you can have, if the knife is under 5.5 inches, you can have it on school grounds. I assume, and this is my assumption, that that extends to school events. But I don't know. But what I'm saying is, what my original video was based on was the fact, I'm talking tactically from a legal standpoint. If he can't have that knife, that's what they go get him on, even if they say it's self-defense. LAR is saying what he's saying, and he does live in Texas. Texas. So that may be unique to Texas. But that's what my stuff was based on. My stuff was not based on well, Carmelo should get got because, you know, he wrong, and why. I don't bring all that into it. And a lot of what Anton and them are doing, basically what Anton and them are doing is they're sucking white dick for money. That's what they're doing. And Anton got this thing, like, Anton got this posture with white people where Anton, like, legit believes that, you know, racist. Anton is like Bernard is like a lighter version of Anton, which is they fundamentally don't believe racism is real. They really don't. And what that tells me is you all have never been in a situation where it's either you or them as far as economics or something like that. You, like, dudes like that purposely stay away from situations where they become antagonistic to white people, like where white people have a resource that they covet. They purposely stay away from those situations because that's how I know they kind of know they on that bullshit. That's kind of know they on that bullshit because they instinctively know that if they put themselves in situations where they're on, it's a white person, it's a resource scarcity situation with a Caucasian, they know what time it is. They ultimately know what time it is. That's why they purposely don't never find themselves in situations like that, because when they have this kind of childlike posture, like racism doesn't exist, that comes from you avoiding direct confrontation with white people. And you just don't never really act like that's what you're doing. You always like to act like, oh, it's because you living life and you living life right. Because trust me, if you got direct confrontation with Caucasians, you're gonna find out. Yeah, absolutely, Hot Wolf. He was on the honor roll. And truth be told, if you start looking at Austin Metcalf and like his family, his immediate family, his stuff look more murky.
But to me, a lot of that is people wanting to be emotionally satiated, because ultimately what people's commentary about this shit don't even matter. What matters is what the law is, and the things in question are two things. Number one, was it self-defense? And number two, I'm not a knife expert. But I agree with BGS in the sense of tactically, a lot of this didn't have to happen. And you got a lot and you gotta, like, y'all try to paint this picture like Texas is just so overwhelming racist that you might as well be in a state of constant warfare. And if it's that bad, then you're bad parents for having your kids in a state like that. You're bad parents for having your kid in a hostile environment like that. So so when people try to come at me with that, Texas is just the worst place to ever exist and it's hell on earth and it's a perpetual sundown town, that shit don't move a lot of weight with me, because I'm like, motherfucker, you still there. And when niggas talking about, well, I'm not gonna run, then you're a fucking fool, because that means you putting yourself in a hostile fucking environment, a hostile environment, because you want your nuts to hang low. Do you understand how fucking animalistic that shit sounds? Because it ain't like y'all motherfuckers actually doing something to change the shit. Like, for real, for real. Y'all think Carmelo standing on business is apparently gonna move y'all closer to some shit like that. Apparently that's what y'all believe. Austin could have did a lot of shit. Austin chose to try to be a good old boy and let his nuts hang low, because a lot of the white boys, when they talk all that racial shit, one of the things that comes back at them is, well, you ain't gonna do that to their face. So they look for easy targets. I know, because they used to think I was an easy target until they fucked around and found out. So I can tell you as anecdotal evidence, they purposely look for easy targets. Because a lot of the white boys are cowards like that. They talk a lot of shit, but when it comes down to it, they not really about it, because they don't really know. Because they know, because a lot of them white boys, like, real talk, they got this fear of this, like, deep-seated rage that's in every black man. This is why they like to deal with us with overwhelming force. Because they know one-on-one, they not just fighting a regular dude. They fighting, like, a lot of what they know they people done did. So there's extra energy with that. They project that shit. So they generally don't like to shoot the one-on-one unless they know without a shadow of a doubt they have the advantage, which is why a lot of these white boys show up with, like, this overarching force. They always got to make sure they got the upper hand. They don't really believe in honor, any honorable fate. Like, they don't believe in that. Xanato says Texas isn't the best, but it isn't the worst. You know, he co-signs Dallas is the 1-4, even if it probably be 4th on the list, which is saying a lot. So a lot of people are really on some. A lot of people are really on some. I want like, no matter, like, what y'all believe as black people don't matter as far as what these white courts are gonna do. So black people got this thing where they get online. BGS was talking about this on the stream about getting on. If y'all feel really that strongly about it, y'all need to get out there in the street. Fuck getting online, Twitter figuring and being in comments. Like, that don't really move shit for real. I don't think, that's one thing about millennials and Z's. Getting on the internet and giving your opinion don't really move shit for real. Shout out to the people that really sent money to Carmelo's legal fund. But ultimately, which they need to get a better fucking lawyer than who the fuck they got. If somebody, so I heard that he got like $300,000. I don't know if that's true, but if that is true, they need to get a better fucking lawyer than what they got if they really want to get this dude off. Well, I don't know. You can ask LA, you know, I don't know. So from attack to, so BGS, he said even the backpack was prohibited. The stadium just put a metal tent for all events now. Okay, BGS. So BGS is saying that even if it was allowed on school grounds, it wasn't allowed particularly in the stadium. So this goes back to what I said, well, he might be still cooked on that. Again, like y'all, like, so, you know, but y'all are thinking, really, essentially what y'all are saying is, well, I know that he may not have to have the knife, but fuck that, because nobody was really making an argument other than LAR that it could have been legal or sanctioned. What y'all are saying is they just need to bypass the knife on stand your ground. Basically, y'all doing a time to kill, and y'all are basically being, well, pretend that I'm white. Pretend that he's white. That's essentially what you all are doing. Pretend that he's Caucasian and just let it go. That's what you all are essentially doing. And that's fine, but you know that's not how they think. And so again, this is from a tactical, if you get trouble standpoint, not no moral standpoint. And y'all, and again, y'all want to move like, y'all really want to be out here moving like, you know, y'all can just, you know, like I said, a lot of y'all go jump out the fucking window. You know, that's all I got to say on that. Y'all want to jump out the window. Y'all, that's what's going to happen. And I've told it before. A lot of these young niggas thinking they're just going to crash out. Y'all can crash out. They got to answer for that too. And it's not even about, oh man, we need to all stand up as men and fight the power. Shut the fuck up, man. Be like, I've said it, BGS has said it. You are 6% of this motherfucking population. Stop acting like if y'all went to war with the United States of America for your self-respect, they don't have an answer for that. It's not about holding your head down. You niggas are not in the same situation that was in the 60s, 50s, and even 70s. Stop acting like you are. Stop. You're not. And that was that argument when BGS was talking about things have changed. He was talking Texas in general, but in general, stop acting like that. BGS is also right. When they got rid of affirmative action, nobody did shit. And that is a straight up indicator on where we are now. Stop acting like, stop playing this fake ass nigga warrior bullshit. You know, like, again, shout out to Angry Man, but Angry Man used to talk that shit, and now look at what he's saying now. Again, y'all niggas fall in love with that street warrior narrative. Y'all love that street warrior narrative, man. Y'all fall in love with that. He fell on the sword. He's a street warrior martyr. He fell on the sword as a street warrior. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Pour some liquor for Carmelo. That's how y'all niggas are sounding. It was a fucking track beat. Oh, they love that street warrior shit. And how has that served Gen X as a generation? Yeah, I said that, BGS, and I understand that. And it's somebody that we kind of know what his journey was, getting to the point where he getting some money. Like, it's kind of like, yo, this is content for him. Angry Man basically spent 10 years keeping it real with you niggas. Y'all go listen to that content. But niggas out here, yeah, man, as if Angry Man's opinion is influencing some shit. Like, for real, for real. Oh man. Oh shit. Shout out to vitamin water. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna get. I forgot. Shit. Yeah, because a lot of them dudes really feel like it's get back. Again, feel. This is where black men let the matriarchy come out of them. I'm not saying you gotta agree with me. I'm not saying you gotta agree with Anton or anybody, because I'm not taking the same stance Anton and them are taking. What I'm saying is excuse me. Shit. What I'm saying is that's all I was gonna do. What I'm saying is that yeah, dude talk, yeah, it's get back. A lot of black men feel like that. And the key word is feel. That's how you know you on the internet too much. And that's probably Carmelo's problem too. Y'all all look at all this shit on the internet and y'all be bringing that shit in a real, yeah, man, you know, it's get back. Get back for what? What are you talking about? It's get back for Kyle Rittenhouse and Daniel Penny and get back. Like I said, y'all want other people to fight y'all battles and to throw their life away for your emotional entertainment on the internet. It's get back. That's why I was very dismissive in how a lot of people were approaching it. Cause I'm like, get what? Yeah, man, it's get back, man. Like, it's a lot of people a lot of y'all, they may not be dumb enough to say it straight up like that, but that's what a lot of dudes be feeling. It's get back, man. Shout out to Clutch for the $5. But according to the community, Street Warriors are guaranteed 72 big booty virgins in Gangsta Paradise. Yeah. And that's a matriarch. Like, that Street Warrior shit is a matriarch. That's a part of the matriarchy. We operate on tactics here, not on no emotionalism. And yeah, white people are absolutely full of shit with how they've tried to racialize this. But I leave that for other videos. Shout out to SFP for calling that out. We know who they are. That's why you see people, they see it as money. They see white people foaming at the mouth and they like, I'm about to get some free views. You gotta realize, man, you know, this is why I broke down how motherfuckers make money on YouTube, because like, you gotta realize you can make 2, 3, 4, like this story where white people are foaming at the mouth like this. White people, I don't know why they do this, but they have this need to look for black people that's gonna justify their anger. So, yo, you can make $5, $6, $7, $8,000 off this story. Remember, you get a video that's like, think about it. If you get a video, let's say you do a video that's like 30 minutes long, and somebody watches, it averages like 15 minutes watch time on that video. Dude, if you do like 75,000 views or like 50, 60,000 views on a 15-minute watch time like that, yo, my nigga, that's $1,000 on a video like that. I'm just telling you the economics behind the shit. That's $1,000. You do multiple videos or even if you're not super chatting, I'm just talking about the AdSense. Especially if you got a no brand. So people can be like, look, I can drop, y'all saw O'Shea do that with Pearl. I'm gonna drop video after video after video on this, Anton too. I'm gonna get paid. I'll get paid. That white folks foaming at the mouth money, if you get on the right side of that, you can get paid. I'm not saying it's right, but y'all be justifying motherfuckers selling dope. Y'all will be madder at an Anton and an Angry Man and an O'Shea than y'all will somebody selling crack or selling drugs. Y'all will be angrier at that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all will be angrier at that. So I just wanted to give that follow-up. Like, you know, it deserved a follow-up. I still got some other stuff videos I need to do. So he said, they do so and don't look at racist, look on. Yeah, it's like y'all niggas are on some nuts hang low shit, and y'all are on that shit because at the end of the fucking day, y'all actually buy into the bullshit. Black women say what they say because they're not white. No matter what you do to white men, that won't make them white. Shout out to Mr. Magnificent for the $5 cash. That much appreciated. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, one of the things that the dumper has said that I disagree with, and it's a disagreement. He has a right to his opinion with it, and I have a right to disagree with it, is this idea that the manosphere is like dying. Now, is the manosphere mainstream yet? I wouldn't say it's mainstream, but the fact that you even have a show called Adolescence should tell you everything you need to know. I don't think he's got the right metrics as to how he measures, quote unquote, the influence of the space, because saying that against feminism and how settled people are in the thought processes of feminism, and that's not how you measure it. I'm not gonna go too into detail with that because I'm gonna leave that for another video. But yeah, when he says it like the manosphere is not dying. Coach Ray Adams says it's dying because he's trying to disassociate with the manosphere and separate his brand. So, because it's probably costing him money. And he's trying to get more on a bachelor brand than necessarily being associated with the manosphere. Because you got to take all that comes with that. And these people are like rabid and foaming at the mouth. But basically, Red Pill, they blame Red Pill like they blame Trump. That's basically where that is. And that don't make a lot of people money unless you can operate on the villain side of it with the Floyd Mayweather side of it. So, but I don't agree with that. The manosphere is not dying. I don't know why people keep saying that dumb shit. Like, people really be saying that, like, the manosphere is dying. Most people say the manosphere is dying because the manosphere ain't doing what the fuck they wanted to do. Just to answer Dumper, he was saying that people say that online. There's two reasons why people say that. Number one, they're trying to disassociate with the manosphere, and that's kind of their way of saying it without really being completely antagonistic with the manosphere, because people want to believe it's dying, or they don't like with the direction of where the space is going, so it's wishful thinking. You got a whole Netflix show with propaganda addressing the space on that, like, for real. Now, I get it that what he tried to say is there's certain ideas that men accept this feminist like versus men, but that's dying would be, okay, you had your time and now you're going out. That just means it hasn't arrived. And arrived. But the influence is definitely felt because the environment is changing. And so it's like, it's not the same thing we talk about, but I'll go into that because I think that's worthy of its own video. Yeah. So anyway, that's something that's coming, but I'm gonna put more thought into that one. But yeah, it's not like this thing about it's dying. Like, it's not about, like, we're not gonna live in a world where, the manosphere is like the manosphere regime or the manosphere administration is president. That's not what we're doing. Trump is gonna be the closest thing you're dealing with that. Yeah, so at the end of the day, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there too. Yeah, it is evolving. And so these ideas are definitely being more, I know he's referencing is Kevin Samuels. And that's how I know he's talking about from a popularity standpoint. And that's not the only real measurement of like what I don't look at the popularity of some shit. Because truth be told, if that shit was dying, they wouldn't need to throw Andrew Tate in jail like they did. This is a shadow war that they're dealing with, that they're doing. So anyway, I just wanted to make that clear. So, but that's gonna be its own video. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all checking it out. Look out for some more content. It's gonna be some reworking on my channel, so be looking out for that. With that being said, this is Edward signing off.